Damn, what's up everybody? My name is Nico and welcome to my channel. This part of my channel is called Mind Your Business, where I talk to entrepreneurs who have started their own business in South Africa. Today we talk to Kevin and he's been around the block, and when I say that, I mean he started his first business back in 2004, selling football merchandise on Bid or Buy. He then closed that business and now he works within a corporate company. We're going to talk about how he works for himself within that business, within that bigger corporate company, how he gets involved with clients that he works with, and how he adds value on the daily. This is Mind Your Business. Check it out. Damn, what's up guys? It's Nico here and today is a feature interview. What does that mean? That means somebody who has been in the game, somebody who's seen it, done it all, and now he's here to speak some wise words and share his story. Kevin, hey, please introduce yourself.
Hey guys, what's up? Thanks to Nico for this opportunity. Oh man, my name's Kevin. I actually am a business consultant for Wella and Modern Hair. And yeah man, this is my story.
Alright, so let's get into it. So right now you're working for Wella.
Yeah.
But before you started working for a company, you started working for yourself. Am I correct in saying that?
Yeah, dude. So it was actually a cool. So what happened was I went into what I thought was IT and realized I need to be a people's person. So I got into, went to studied, wasn't my thing. So I just dropped out after a year. The dean was like, "Listen, you're not gonna." Pretty much you got to redo the first year or you want to leave. I was like, cheers Dean, I'm out.
Adios.
And that was me. I spent a year there. It was an awesome year of my life.
Yeah.
But yeah man, went to go sell cars because I thought that was like a thing I would enjoy because I always loved cars and fashion. So went and sold cars, and after 2 years went and did my own thing. I actually at the time got promoted to a field, kind of a trainee sales manager or junior sales manager. And I would have been the youngest in the group, and I was hustling on the side for about 6 months, and I just decided, you know what, like this isn't for me. I wanted to do my own thing, so I went to my parents, like most of us do, got a tiny loan to start importing some stuff from China, and that's how it started, man. I was hustling on Bid or Buy, like, I mean, we're talking 2000 and. Jeez man, we're looking at 2004, 2005, around there.
Oh, you're selling online on Bid or Buy?
On Bid or Buy, yeah, dude, because I didn't have the cash for an online store, so I was like, cool, let me start selling on Bid or Buy and see how it goes, and I was selling soccer shirts.
Oh, what? And
just started pumping, to the point where like I was having to sneak out of work to go and send the stuff from the post office.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, eventually when my boss at the time offered me the promotion, I was just like, you know what, I'm actually gonna think about it, but it was a big risk. I was 21, and I did it, man. I was just like, cool, let me do this, and yeah, and then it grew from there. Got to know, even speaking to people in my industry now that do online stores, they even say that the type of clientele they deal with are completely different to the type of people walking to salons.
Yeah.
So it was a massive, like, just a mindset shift to going from facing people to trying to market online, and that was my biggest thing is, how do I get myself out there? I mean, Bid or Buy was one angle. There were a few other guys like Price Check that contacted me, and as I grew, more opportunities opened. But it's daunting because if you don't know anything about the online space, and especially then, I mean, you must know, Bid or Buy was like, I went to the offices of this little building in Rivonia with maybe a few computers to becoming like the juggernaut that it is now. Then it was tiny, and I was the only guy selling sports merchandise on there. And yeah, I don't think you realize this, how you're doing or how you're measuring success until they phone you up and say, listen, you've been like shortlisted as in the top 100 Bid or Buy sellers. I was like, what?
Oh wow, what?
Selling soccer shirts, and like guys that I thought, because the idea started with me saying, well, I want men's gifts, I want men's merchandise or stuff. I was tired of getting, like, excuse the French, but I was tired of getting shitty gifts from like my girlfriends or whatever. So I was like, what would I dig to get? And then I was like, I'd dig to get a soccer shirt or you know, I support like Arsenal and Barca. I was like, I'd like to get something different from Arsenal, Barca, and that's how it started, man. I just got an import license and then started finding, I got some contacts in the UK, started bringing official merchandise in.
Oh wow. Okay.
But yeah, dude, I paid school fees. I bought cheap Chinese crap from China thinking it was original stuff. Got burned, stuff was rubbish, it was worse than flea market stuff.
Oh wow.
And yeah, I just wanted to set myself as the precedent for selling only official, only original merchandise. So yeah.
So you speak a lot about being online. Has that got something to do with what you're doing now, where you're at now, and like in your current position?
Yeah. So when I was in my online, eventually I like gathered enough capital to start an online store, and we ran 2 different stores competing against each other, but it was cool because no one knew. They looked completely different. One was a custom store, the other one was literally picking up feeds from the UK suppliers, from my UK suppliers. So I only did merchandise there, where locally I also did Adidas, Nike, Puma merchandise as well. I sponsored like local soccer teams, indoor clubs and that. But it was all, I taught myself Google AdWords, I taught myself, Facebook advertising wasn't even a thing. Facebook was still in its infancy.
Yeah.
But I taught myself everything to do around Google and how to promote my website and that. So I think the online thing has always just been a passion of mine. I eventually studied it. I went and got an internet, so at least I could have like a piece of paper behind me. But it's just because I enjoyed it and I wanted to know more. It's the only reason why I went to study it. But yeah, I got an internet marketing diploma from UCT, and I think that was just like, the big thing was always my game. I enjoyed it. Like, I enjoyed speaking to people on an online platform. And then obviously with Facebook and Instagram and all the social media platforms that came along, we actually then I just integrated that into part of my marketing strategy with whatever I was doing.
So that was back then. Let's get into now. Where do you stand right now? What are you doing? You told me you're an entrepreneur within a business, and I can see that happening. I can see somebody who works for another business and still being an entrepreneur while working for somebody else. Can you explain that? Can you explain?
Yeah. So I think the big thing with the online space and everything, I worked for a big company. I was in a corporate because eventually left I closed the business down because I went into retail. So I made my mistakes, and I kind of got to a point where I was like, okay, and I find I got to a point in my entrepreneurship life where I was working for my employees and not them working for me, and the stress of having to pay those salaries and go through that stress and owe your debtors, and it's always about cash flow. And at the time, that retail store just killed my whole vibe for being an entrepreneur, and I wanted to go into a corporate. So I did corporate for 3 years, and I learned a lot there because I got a much bigger playground to play with, a much bigger marketing budget. Then I got into LinkedIn. We did a lot of Facebook campaigns. So I grew a lot. I got a lot of experience, but I wouldn't have got that job if it wasn't for me having my own business for 4 years.
Yeah.
Because even then I was a broker and I was earning my own cash. I was kind of like writing my own check type of thing. So I was always, I think anyone in sales would always kind of work for themselves in a way. I just happened to integrate all my online marketing and social media experience into my current position. And I use that to my advantage because I find, at least in the hair industry or in the fashion industry, often social media gets neglected, or people don't know how to advertise in new mediums. They're using old school prints, or obviously referrals still the best way to do business, but you can get referrals using your social media.
Yeah, for sure.
So that's where it evolved to. So from my own business to working for a corporate, and then getting into a job which was always into the fashion game, because I've always had a love for fashion. That's always been a big passion of mine. I've got a side hustle where I do a men's fashion blog as well, and where we try and inspire guys to buy stuff, to find stuff that they can find in their everyday shops, like going to H&M, going to Zara, going to even Markham's. I mean, there's so many stores. I mean, I won't name drop one specific one, but something that was affordable.
You still look good.
Yeah, you still look good, and that's the thing. A lot of guys were seeing a lot of stuff on Instagram where it was paid, from Louis Vuitton would pay a guy to look great in a Louis Vuitton shirt, belt, pants, and loafers. But I mean, it was a $20,000-$30,000 outfit.
Oh wow. Yeah.
So the idea was then to also have that, and yeah, when this opportunity came along to get into this industry, I thought, cool, it's the fashion game. And when I got into it, I realized that there was such a massive scope for growth with social media and with marketing, and I just enjoyed the aspect of like running my own time and being accountable for it. But obviously, that always showing your results at the end of it. So I feel like I've got my own little business within the company because we're self-driven, we're self-motivated. We don't have someone on our case saying, "Listen, you need to do this and that." They know you have the skills to do the job.
And they know that you have to do the job as well.
Exactly, because you need to get paid because you work on commission.
Exactly, you can't be lounging.
No, yeah, it's a very difficult. You get caught out very quickly if you, because we don't just do. We look at what in my job now. It's not just sales. It's not just going in there taking an order. We look at the marketing aspect. How the more people we can get to the salons, the more people will spend money there, and the more they'll spend on me. So it's a win-win, and that's what I love about the industry. Is like I really find that I give and I get a lot back, especially from my clients and even from end consumers. And it was just a way of growing it. And we would look at marketing, everything from marketing. Sit and discuss business strategy. We'd go and have a look at what campaigns they're running or what specials they're running within the salon. How are they going to promote those specials or whatever, and then manage their stock and manage their education. So we literally go in there and we are their business partners. And that's what I love about it. So we consult with our clients. We get them involved in whatever events we got going on. We kind of build a little family around it, which is very cool.
So there's a lot of guys in sales that wouldn't do that. They wouldn't get involved with the client, like you said. Some people just walk in, take an order, take it out. You're adding more value to your customer, and that's exactly where they find that shared value is.
Yeah, that's the thing. If there's so many, you can hire any guy off the street to say and you don't need a degree. I've never needed one, to be honest, in any of the jobs I've gotten. And I've been lucky, I got headhunted for this position, so I haven't updated my CV in 3 years, 4 years since I started. So I'm at the position where I've built a profile for myself using social media as a platform, and also that has helped my clients build their businesses, because if we've been doing videos or if we're doing campaigns or I'm sharing stuff on my social media, people get interested in, or they follow them, and then they can potentially get new clients. So it's just a different way of looking at it, coming in from a different angle. I think the industry has got a lot of people that are old school salespeople, and that's great. And there's a place for everyone. I just came in with a whole different angle and kind of built my name around it.
For sure.
And I happened to fall in love with the industry, man. So it was very cool.
I love that idea of getting involved with the client, because at the end of the day, they are there to make business and sell the products that you supplying them, and in return, it's going to happen. In return, it comes back to you. So there is added value into adding more to your customer, even as a salesperson. That's what I love about that.
Yeah, and you what you give is what you get, and that's always been my philosophy. That you can do one thing better every day, and the days that you don't do those things better, it's okay, because you learn. Those are your failure days. Those are the days where you learn your lessons. But it's just doing one thing better every day. So every day I go out and I'm like, okay, cool. How can I add value to this client today? How can we do things differently for them that they haven't seen before? And that's what people remember. I want to walk out of someone's business and be like, yes, Kevin really helped me. He really helped me grow. Look at where we started and look where we got to. If they're as hungry and passionate as I am, then it's such a good match. But you can only do so much. At the end of the day, you can give someone the tools, but they need to obviously take it to the next level themselves.
For sure. So you're also educating as well while you're there with your clients. You're educating them how to market themselves, how they can do it themselves. So you're not constantly there doing the stuff for them. You're actually educating as well.
Yeah. When I started, I actually had a little side hustle, which I still got. I was managing social media pages for the salon, only for salon. And the thing is, I got to a point where I realized, after 6 months, I would say, okay, now we're cool, we know how to do it. And I realized that for me, financially, the money wasn't in managing the pages. The money was actually in training. So it was more about how do I train people to be able to do this by themselves? How do I train people so that they can employ someone within their salon to have a different role, to make a bit of extra money? So it's that whole, paying it forward type of vibe where they would then help their clients or help their staff get someone more involved in the business, had more accountability.
Yeah.
And because there's always one person that loves doing social media in a salon, and that's how we started doing. So I started training them and just to help them build their own portfolio within themselves. And I think a lot of the times with creatives and the people we deal with in the industry, they don't see their value as much as they should. They're not as confident as they should be about their work, about their art. I mean, there's no ways you or I could do, what your mom does, what I know, like a lot of people, my clients can do.
My mom's a hairdresser, just by the way.
Yeah, just so you put it out of context.
Just what my mom does. Exactly. She's a hairdresser. She's on Instagram. Go check it out.
But yeah, that's it. It's about appreciating the art and skilled labor in this country is such a thing that gets looked over, because everyone wants to be CAs and no offense to the CAs out there, guys, it's a lot of hard work, but everyone wants to be CAs, or if they're going that corporate route, or they want to run their own businesses, which is great, but no one really appreciates the art, like the artisans anymore. The bakers and the boilermakers and the hairdressers, and because they're stylists, their job is so satisfying because they get to make people look and feel beautiful every single day.
For sure.
And that's a privilege on its own.
Just tracking back, you said there has to be someone, or there's always going to be someone in a salon that is into their social media. And I think that is, you hit the nail on the head, is that there's always that one person, but there's also those 10 people who are also conservative, and I think that's what holds them back as well, is that in the South African industries or the South African market is that people are very conservative. They don't want to talk to the camera, they don't want to show people what's going on. And it's not only because they don't know how to do it, it's just because they don't know how to open up. Do you find that with some of your clients? How do you deal with that?
Often, I started training, and then I always started like, okay, who's got what? Who's got Facebook, who's got Instagram, who's got... And you'll find the one person or two people very hesitant. They don't even want to. They're like, oh, we don't even have. By the end of that session, they at least have Instagram or Facebook.
Yeah.
And it's insane. Just when you put it in a way that it's easy for people to understand, when it's a whole different mindset of, okay, cool. All I'm doing is showcasing my talent, my work, and it doesn't have to be in an intrusive way. It doesn't have to be in a way that's arrogant. And I think that is the thing, how we worked around is like, I would just say, look, everyone else can do it, you don't have to, and there was no pressure. So we just took the pressure away from it, saying, look, you don't have to, you can listen, and just, And by the end of it, funny enough, 9 times out of 10, those people were the ones that were the most active afterwards.
For sure.
Because I would follow them just to see like progress, and because you always have like a little follow-up sessions, and then you'd see like, geez, these guys are really, they're into it, they just took it on board, and they're showing their work, they're doing them before and afters, they're using some of the guidelines that I give them, and they just needed that guidance and that push to do it and have the confidence to do it.
And they also get a lot more excited once you show them how easy it is and how...
And it's make it fun for them.
Exactly, make it fun for them, and then they don't stop.
Yeah, no, people see social media as a schlep sometimes because it's like there's so much going on, and where do I start, and it's kind of overwhelming. When I started out, there was my only concern was Google AdWords. It wasn't anything else. Like, when Facebook started monetizing things, then they started making things tricky for people.
For sure.
And that's how, you got to obviously tweak your skill set. But yeah, I think right now there's so many different social media platforms. People feel overwhelmed. So I always tell them, choose your platform and decide, and then go from there.
So Kevin, if I was 18 years old and I just came out of high school, didn't know what to study, I didn't have an opportunity to study, and I'm either going to start my own business or I'm looking for a job, what kind of advice would you give me?
Look, it's always a tricky question. I always say, if you could, if you can and you have the means to do something and you have a great idea to do something on your own, just dive right in. I don't think life taught me a lot of lessons, and I think the best way to learn is to actually go through them and learn them through experience. So yeah, I would say if you have something cool that you think will work, and you have the balls to do it, because I did, and I don't regret it, man. Like, it took me to where I am now in my career, and I'm very happy where I am. I find my calling, I find where I need to be, and it wouldn't have happened if I didn't take that chance to go and start my own thing.
For sure.
So yeah, it might be one of the stories that like started and then walked away, but I walked away on my terms, and I was looking for something different. So if I was 18 or 19, I'd be like, if you are the type of person that maybe can't afford to start your own business, or you don't have the capital, then maybe a sales business, something in sales or marketing, where you can kind of do your own hustle and work within the parameters of a company and get that salary, and then yeah, eventually build out, and you never know where the opportunities will take you. Yeah. So it's just about keeping an open mind and having the foresight to be like, okay, I want to do this the best I can, because that's going to open so many more doors as you go along.
So that's it. Thanks for watching this episode of Mind Your Business. Kevin, I just want to say thank you for opening up to us.
Thanks, bro. Thanks for having me.
Giving us some knowledge, letting us know where you are, and yeah, thank you for everything, man.
No, I appreciate it, man. That was awesome. Thanks, man.
Guys, mind your business. So check for Kevin's details in the description below. Give him a follow. Check him out on Instagram. Full of stories, my friends.
Thank you.
So I hope you enjoyed our featured guest. Thank you, Kevin, for telling us what you know and sharing your message. It definitely helps finding out from people who have been there, done that, and maybe even taken a step back, but still successful at what they're doing. If you liked the video, hit the like button. If you want to be friends, hit the subscribe button. And if you want to be family, hit the notification button. Thanks for watching.